Hey guys, it's Paige, and I like to vlog about my experience through high school. Today is actually a super cool vlog because it's all about summer school. I just woke up and I thought it'd be a good time to reflect and look back on everything I've learned and my experience, so let's do it. Wow, with summer school nearing its end, I think it's a good time to reflect back on everything that I've learned, and let me tell you, it was a roller coaster ride. I never thought it'd be so difficult or so fast-paced, but I'm really happy that I went through this experience because, hey, I learned a lot about myself that I never even knew. I thought the best way to debrief and reflect back on this course would be by creating a top 10 list of things that I've learned about myself. So, looking at the 5 key elements of English, reading, writing, listening, speaking, and analyzing media, here's my list for you. Something interesting that I learned about myself throughout this course is that I'm pretty sure I'm an auditory learner, which honestly shocked me because I never thought that I was. You know, the reason why I say this is because I found that I had a very easy time understanding and analyzing the different conventions and codes when it came to the listening activities, especially when we had to listen to the video about the indigenous people. Also, I found that I had an easy time applying these conventions to my own work, like when I had to make a podcast. Something that I learned about myself was that I never actually knew how to analyze the purpose behind an author's stylistic techniques. Once I was given this feedback from the fairy tale analysis, I made the conscious effort to keep this idea in my mind as I read different texts, as well as looked at things through different literary lenses. And I actually found that reading my novel study became a lot easier because I was able to analyze and pick up on different messages behind the words. As someone who loves to talk, I really enjoyed doing the Hamlet discussion, and quite honestly, I wish we could have done more. But just because I'm confident when it comes to speaking doesn't mean that I'm perfect. You know, when we did the podcast, I was able to play back my audio many times, and I actually came to realize that I tend to talk a little bit on the fast side of things. So now that I know this, my pace is something that I'm going to keep in mind with me as I continue to go into the future. Throughout the course, I learned that I'm someone who likes to write out their ideas on paper rather than just taking it right to the computer. I find that writing it out using a pen allows me to develop my ideas and organize my thoughts a lot better than just going ahead and typing. Now that I know this strategy works, I'm going to make sure to use it for every writing assignment from now on. Part of the things that made this course so difficult for me, I think, was the fact that there was a lack of listening opportunity, to instructions or about brand new concepts. And I think that because I'm an auditory learner, I've learned that my ideal experience is being able to listen to someone on repeat, whether that be a teacher or a video. And I think the fact that we were limited to these opportunities really made me realize that I rely a lot on listening to people in order to succeed, and I need to start becoming a lot more independent. Writing the narrative essay was a really big challenge for me because it's hard to write about a familiar story in a way that would make sense for others. I think that also through the peer evaluation, I was exposed to the fact that my writing development may not be as clear as I'd always thought. And now I know that this is something that I need to continue to focus on for the future. As someone who isn't much of a reader, I found that many of the reading activities and assignments in this course were quite difficult, especially because I struggled to interpret different instructions or to read and analyze different texts, such as the first 3 essays at the beginning of the course. However, as I progressed, I was able to improve, and I found that my confidence in my reading abilities increased, partly because we were given so many opportunities to practice reading, and also because I think I got used to the whole aspect of reading independently. The media component of this course was quite difficult for me because I didn't exactly know how to analyze or interpret the media. The remix was quite difficult because I found that I didn't know how to manipulate the media in a way that I can make a modern connection while using these conventions, which I didn't really know what they meant at the time. But now that we've had more practice, I think that I'm able to analyze and point out these different conventions within media, and I bet that I can reproduce that project a lot better now. One of my biggest challenges in this course is being concise with my writing. I always overwrite and I struggle to cut down my words, and quite honestly, I think I was over the word limit for basically every assignment in this course. I always knew this was an issue of mine, but I never knew how big of a problem it was until I took this course. And even at the beginning, I reflected on this issue of mine and I made it a goal to, shorten my lengthy sentences, but even now I still find myself struggling to do so. Now that I'm really aware of this issue, I'm going to make it a really big goal of mine to really focus on improving it for the next year. In my opinion, my biggest area of improvement was my writing skills. Coming into this course, I was under the impression that I always wrote the extra mile, but my biggest feedback told me that I needed to attempt to write more scholarly. Without this, I would have never known to add secondary sources and to make modern connections in order to go above and beyond that grade 12 level. However, once I was told to do this, I started applying it to everything I could, and I tried to make this a habit of mine. And once I started doing that, I noticed improvement, and lo and behold, I was able to get a 4+ on my blog post. Wow, what a month this has been, and I can't believe it's already almost over. I'm really happy with my experience with summer school because I've been able to learn different strengths and weaknesses about myself that I didn't even know I had. Now, I know what I need to improve on, and I'll be able to apply these skills to my future. Especially when I want to go to university. Things like writing more concisely or being able to read and interpret different texts or media sources will all help me in my experience through university, even if I'm not taking any English courses. And things such as oral communication skills or maintaining a proper pace will help me in interviews and general conversations. All the different skills and areas of improvements that I've learned throughout this course will be applicable to my life. Well, it looks like we're done this month's vlog, and hopefully we'll be back at school so I'll be able to do another one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!